Hello Virgo, Sun, Moon and Rising. These are your messages for December. I'm so sorry they're so late. Let's have a look at what we have coming up for you. Now, I'm going to warn you guys in advance because I've just looked at the cards. I might have to get my little pom-poms and be a little cheerleader for you guys this time. I don't usually even do that because it's just something about your reading. But you'll see as we go through it. We have what's coming up for you as your underlying energy, the Five of Pentacles, right? So I always call the fives the agents of chaos. This is the energy that comes in. It forces us to kind of change. And I say forces, I mean, it's a choice always, right? We have free will. But usually it's a difficult energy. And the only way out of it is like, it's like, I don't want to do this, so I'm going to do something else. So we have the Five of Pentacles coming up. This is sometimes called the poverty card, which is like, I know it's not the greatest start to a reading, but bear with me. Let's go through this. So the Five of Pentacles, like, yes, the poverty card. We see these two. This guy's on crutches. This is that card of a lack, feeling a lack. Can be feeling financial poverty, emotional poverty, but it's like feeling kind of stranded. You're struggling. That's what this energy feels like. And it's coming up as your underlying energy. So this is where you are. This is kind of, you know, you might have been feeling left out in the cold because these guys are left out in the cold. The thing with the Five of Pentacles is that, you know, there's help available because there's a building here. It's not so clearly shown in this card, but usually it's like a church or somewhere they could find sanctuary, but they don't go in. So there may be help available to you that you're not seeing right now. Some people may be rejecting it because it may look like help, but you may think it isn't. Because the kind of other underlying message of this card is that maybe they're rejecting because they reject the church's philosophy or they reject that religion. They don't want to take sanctuary there for that. So it's a very kind of, it looks kind of very straightforward energy when it comes up, but there's a lot going on with this card. And it's going to play out differently for each of you. But there is a sense of struggle, of lack, of being just impoverished. Like, you know, you don't have, maybe you don't feel like you're getting the support. This can be something as basic as we're coming up to the holiday season, right? You know, they don't have enough money as much as you'd like to have, or you're not getting the support that you need. There's a variety of things that card can represent. So we'll see how it plays out in the rest of the reading. Please bear in mind the energies that come up. And as I say always, it's a general reading. So the energies may not be yours. They may be the energies of the person that you're dealing with. If there's someone that's very central to your story at this time, this may be their energies and could be an explanation as to why whatever is going on is going on. But have a look at what comes up at the heart of your reading. Excuse me. We have the Four of Pentacles coming up here. So more Pentacles, right? And you guys, Pentacles earth energy, and you guys are an earth sign. However, these are like not the kind of greatest Pentacle cards coming up for you guys. There's cards of abundance that are within the suit of Pentacles. You guys aren't getting that. So the Four of Pentacles, if that's the poverty card, this is the miser card. And it's like, well, of course you're going to be a miser if you're not impoverished, if you don't have much. But this is the thing here. I want you to look at this. This person only has Four Pentacles left. That's all they have. That's what's called the Miser card. And those Four Pentacles represent that person's stability. I mean, that's what Pentacles are. They represent those things that we value, that represent our stability, our security. So that's going to be a different thing. Some of it, it's literally finances. For others, it might be a relationship, you know, support that you get from someone, whatever it is, a job, your house, whatever. And it's like you cling onto that. You cling onto it because that's all you have left. And the meaning of this card is absolutely amplified by the Five of Pentacles. That, you know, the Four of Pentacles, you're clinging to this security. Fours, there's never much progress when fours, well, there's no progress when fours show up. It's a very stagnant energy. Everything stops because you've made a start. It's that first kind of plateau after the beginning. And the notion here is that because that's all this person has and they represent that security, they don't want to risk. They don't want to risk the pentacles, so they hold on to them. Now, you could come back after however long and this person will still be sat here. And yeah, this person is not going to lose their pentacles. They'll have them. They'll, you know, have what won't have lost what they're holding on to. But they will never have more. That's the message of this card. That it's that nothing risk, nothing. I don't even know what I'm trying to say at this point. Like, nothing ventured, nothing gained, I guess is what I'm trying to say. That, you know, this person has to risk their stability, has to risk what these pentacles represent for them to get more. So he has to go and invest them. Or is it a he? looks like a she, or she has to go and invest them, she has to go and spend them, she has to do something to get more with them, and that may be hard. And I think this is not a prediction. Remember that. I don't know if you guys saw my extended ramble. I'm not telling you that you don't have much, or that you're impoverished and you have no money, or you don't have the support. This is how you feel. And I'm not saying that's incorrect, because how we feel is the situation, right? Our experience of the situation, that is what the situation is like. But the energy shifts and changes, and there's more shifts and changes coming in. But this is an awful place to be. And in December, at the beginning of December, you're stuck. You feel like, what little you have is at risk. And some of you, like, it's the 4 and the 5. You don't even feel like you have anything. Like, you're kind of left out in the cold. Now, for some of you, if this is about a relationship, I will say this. If you're in a partnership and you're facing problems, whatever those problems are, may not be financial, but whatever, there's 2 people in this card. And that always says to me that the couple, they're still together. No matter what's going on, no matter what the problems are, they're still together. It won't be easy. And I said this to Aries, I think they got this. That, yes, there's hardships, whatever those hardships are, but they are together, and they are, excuse me, they are finding their way together. So there's still that support there. You can still have that support. So I'm glad those are over. But let's have a look at your past energy. So what's coming up at the foundation of your reading, your past energy, is the Hermit. And the Hermit is your card, Virgo. This is the card for Virgo. Because if you look at this guy, he's pondering, he's thinking. This is that card of reflection, taking a step back. It's a very spiritual card. It can be meditation, retreat. Now, we can do that while still being in the thick of it. This doesn't talk about going off on your own anywhere. Sometimes we can do this one where we can be in a room full of people and you kind of hermit mode it, because you retreat within yourself. You're looking within for answers. So sometimes this can be when maybe you're feeling that lack, if it's a relationship reading for you, you're feeling that lack because you don't, this person retreated, somebody else retreated, they went into hermit mode, they physically retreated, and you felt left out in the cold. So when this shows up, especially as a past energy, maybe that someone's coming out of retreat now, someone's coming out of hermit mode. Or maybe you've had to do a lot of reflection, you've had to do a lot of introspection, and you're coming up with answers now. Now, I will say this. You have the 2 of Pentacles coming up in the present. And usually there's a lot of cautionary stuff that comes up with the 2 of Pentacles. Not in your spread. In your spread, this is an improvement. After the 5 of Pentacles and the 4 of Pentacles, this is an improvement. Now, it's an improvement in that I feel like you're going to feel more in control. That 4 of Pentacles, it does talk about comfort zones. Like, you have to kind of break out of, not even comfort zones. It can be like when you're so battered by everything that's been going on that it's like, no more. I don't want to do anymore. I don't want to lose anymore. I don't have anything else to give. I just don't have it. And it's awful when a Virgo gets to that stage. Trust me, I have a Virgo moon sign. I know. You guys are the sign of service. You give so much to people. And it's difficult when you get to that, where it's just like, I'm impoverished. I have nothing left to give. Here, though, it feels like you're getting back on the horse, Virgo. We have this guy here. And I don't want to block the mic. So we have him. It looks like a little spinning top kind of thing, and he's kind of balanced on it. So it's not easy. Still, I'm not going to lie to you and say everything overnight can kind of get snapped up and everything's perfect, because it isn't. But he looks more in control, right? He's not on crutches. He's not hobbling along like in the 5 of Pentacles. He's not kind of stuck there in that chair, afraid that he's going to lose his 4 Pentacles. Still, you may be juggling too much. With the 2 Pentacles here, you may be juggling 2 jobs, 2 people, whatever it is. There's a lot that you're still juggling, and this is still requiring a lot of your focus and attention. But usually what I would say to people is that, this is where you turn your back on your emotions, and it says put down one of the Pentacles and look at how you're feeling. Some of you, that's going to be the case, that maybe you're missing out on the bigger picture. But I feel after all that energy of the top row, this is an improvement. This is trying to regain some kind of control. The whole reason this guy's balancing those Pentacles is because he wants stability. Now, usually the Pentacles, they offer us stability and security, right? There's something of value to us. But this is this guy trying to make it work. And this could be you right now, Virgo, that you're trying to balance so much. You're trying to juggle so much. And you're just trying to maintain some kind of modicum of stability and security in your life. Well, where does that lead you? Well, you have the 4 of Wands. So yes, It leads you somewhere. Finally, we got something other than Pentacles coming up. First 4 cards, very much your energy, very much earth energy, in that Hermit is the card for Virgo. 4 of Wands, so it's another 4. So it's stability, yes. But it's not this kind of stability. This is not this. The 4 of Pentacles is when we're stuck, right? It's when nothing's moving. We're afraid to move forward. We don't want to risk our stability or our security. This can be, this can indicate so much, but it's a change of energy around us. It shows a celebration. We always see this couple here, they're kind of dancing. Celebration. It's a celebration of some kind. It may be like festivities. We are in that season, right? But it can also be like a house move, a change of job, a relationship that has more commitment. That's the other message of this card. It can indicate more commitment. It's one of the marriage cards, in fact. A lot of that kind of financial worry, if you're trying to plan a wedding or some kind of celebration, that could be a factor there. But like I said, this can be a house move, a new job that comes in. But it's a celebratory kind of energy to it, not a stuck energy like the others. This is celebration. This is, yes, I'm going to commit to this. We go bigger. We go, better with whatever we're doing, a better job, a bigger house. It's that kind of energy to it. And it also feels like, if you guys have been feeling stuck and impoverished and just not able to move, Wands themselves is creative energy. So it's like the energy shifts around us. Sometimes this can just indicate, like when we redecorate our house or we do something, we change the energy around us. It can be the people around us change. And now, whatever that energy is, it encourages your creativity. It brings harmony to you so you feel like you're in a safer place and able to create from there. So, I mean, that is a kind of guiding light within your reading here. And I guess that was where, that I get the pom-poms and the cheerleader thing. But if we look at your advice card, what's in the crowning energy for you? We have Judgment coming up. Judgment. Judgment is the card for Pluto. I think they've got the symbol for Pluto at the bottom. Yes, they do. This is that dark night of the soul energy. And that's why I always say this, Judgment has it has different stages to it. It's not just one card that comes in and changes everything up. If we look at it, these people are rising up from their graves, right? It's a second chance at something that you thought that was dead. It's resurrected. It's the phoenix rising up from the ashes. It's change, it's transformation, something new. It's regeneration even. But the thing with this card, as wonderful as all of that sounds, right? As wonderful as it sounds, the phoenix rising up from the ashes, beautiful. This is the dark night of the soul. To get to that place, for these people to be rising up and cheering now that they've got a new chance at life, they died. They lost one chapter of one lifetime even ended for them to get a new life that they kind of rise up from. This is why I see this as very brutal energy. It can really kind of destroy us. Emotionally, mentally, it's where we are down on our knees saying no more. But that's what transforms us. That is the energy that transforms us. Now, maybe that's what this has been. That's what this has been. The Hermit, as much as it's a spiritual energy, because this is a review. This is when we look back. It's the card before the world, and the world card is the last card of the major arcana. So when Judgment shows up, especially it's saying that, you look back, you do a review of the cycle that you've just been on. You understand where you've been, you forgive, and there's that word. People don't want to forgive anyone. But sometimes we have to forgive ourselves that, I didn't do as well as I wanted to, or I could have. I was just talking to a Virgo yesterday who was telling me that, I should have noticed, I should have known that. And it's like, no. You're a human being. Like, Virgos notice everything, but when you've got so much on your plate, when you're going through so much, there's only so much you're going to notice. So this could have been this. This is that dark night of the soul energy that you've been going through. But the other aspect of this is the transformation. That once you've done that, once you've been through that, there's an understanding that comes in. And maybe this could be also Mercury retrograde for you guys. Mercury is your ruler, and it's when we review and reevaluate and go back over, and we gain a new understanding of something, and that's when we're able to then turn around and face the future without fear. We're able to go forward into that new future, and like the card that comes up here is the potential here is great with the Four of Wands. There is a shift in the energy, that's coming in. But I'm not gonna lie, Virgo, you guys have been going through it. Like, definitely there's that is going through it. And look at what we have coming up from the oracle cards for you guys. From the romance angels, we have retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. I think some of you, this is what you would like. Some of you have already done this with the Hermit. Or someone else has done that, right? But some of you just need that break. It's too much. It's just been all too much. And the thing is, it's all kind of quiet. It kind of echoes of a kind of silent desperation, like, you know, with that 5 of Pentacles, with that 4 of Pentacles, it's all earth energy. So it's all kind of very slow, maybe subtle energy, but you have judgment there. So this is that kind of, on the inside, you make good. That's what Virgos are like. You guys always look so put together. And like I said, I have a Virgo moon, so I know what it's like. But on the inside, it's like being awful. Like only you know what you've been going through on the inside. So this is disconnecting from the world, taking that time out for yourself, that maybe you need that just to go recharge your batteries. And again, we have a similar kind of message that comes up from the Whispers of Love. We have number 11, look to your inner strength. You are stronger than you realize. And, you know, as soon as I say that, I get the sense of like, you know, I'm so tired of being strong. Like, you know, it's that kind of an energy. Hold on, can you see this? Well, hopefully you can see it clearly on the side there. But, you know, yes, of course, it can feel that, you know, I'm just tired of being strong. And maybe that's why you need to take a break now. That guy who's on that, in the 2 of Pentacles, he must be exhausted standing there juggling that. And so that's why I think that 4 of Wands energy is a great energy for you guys. That if you can experience any kind of shift in the energy around you, any kind of time out will be good for you. But yes, look to your inner strength. You guys know, I think that's not even the problem. I think you know you have inner strength, but it's just like why do I have to keep having to resort to that? And that's judgment. That's judgment. Okay. But then we have number 47, go the distance. This is a card that talks about going, well, like it says, going the distance. But it's like pacing yourself. It's talking about like maybe things you're struggling now. Like you're fighting a war, right? You might lose that one battle, but you haven't lost the war yet. So it's about thinking long term, thinking that, you know, you're going to go the whole way. You're going to hit kind of bumps on the way. Things may not always be easy. There's a kind of juggling act that you're doing. There's different things, parts to this, different moving parts that you're having to take care of. But it leads to this celebration. And that can be hard, like pacing yourself. Like sometimes you can't be on it 24/7. You can't be pushing yourself all the time. Even there's a cheetah on this. I don't know if you can see it. And even the cheetah, yes, I think, is it the fastest land mammal? But even the cheetah can only achieve that for short bursts of time. Even that, the cheetah has to stop and then go again. So pace yourself. Know that, you know, you'll get it. You've got ways to go. And self-care. Take care of yourself when you need to. Now, what you have coming up from the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms is the Lady of Lightning. This to me, and before everyone starts, you know, they don't like that card, but it reminds me of the Tower card. I happen to like the Tower card, but this talks about sudden changes, something that comes in unexpectedly. As much as the Tower card has a bad reputation, it's not a bad card. It's a neutral energy. Oftentimes as human beings, we don't like change, especially not Earth energy. It doesn't do well with sudden changes. But this is a sudden change. This is a whole paradigm shift. Whatever that change is, it's going to serve you. Trust that. Trust it. Please trust it. What does it say on here? The keywords. Surprises, sometimes shock, total paradigm shift. Yes. And she's amazing. I don't know if you can see her very clearly there. She is amazing. Look at her. The kind of majestic quality to that lightning. Yes, it will. The lightning can take out things that, you know, you're like, I don't know, I can't handle any more changes. That's what maybe some of you may be feeling. But it feels like, yes, you need that. You need new energy coming into the situation. And the Lady of Lightning, that's going to be something unexpected, maybe unexpected news. Something unexpectedly happens. It could even be with this, something that you thought was over, done with, finished, comes back. Like, you know, it doesn't have to be a relationship before people start getting worried that, you know, the exes are coming back. But it is that sense of completely shocking you. Because how do you go from all of that kind of stagnant, stuck pentacle energy where everything seems lost? You don't know what to do. You don't know where to. The best that you can find yourself doing with all of that Pentacles energy is keeping the status quo with that 2 Pentacles. How do you go from that to this? to celebrating, to rejoicing, to committing further to something, like, you know, a shift in the energy. And it feels like it's because of the Lady of Lightning.